Hello, and thank you so much for considering Humble Bunny to be your partner in the Japanese market for marketing. My name is Nate. I'm the CEO and founder of Humble Bunny, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about who we are and help you better decide whether we could be the right partner for you or possibly not. So I'm going to break this conversation into four pieces. I'm going to talk about our experience. I'm going to talk about what's a good fit and what's not a good fit. I'll also tell you a little bit about where we specialize. And finally, I'll talk about our people and our processes, which is essentially our foundation for making sure that we're successful on all of our projects. So as far as experience goes, our company was created in 2009. So we've been in the market for quite a long time. We've been a player here for some time. So that gives us a large level of experience and understanding about this market. We are a brand-focused performance agency. So what I mean by that is we primarily work with brands that are in the premium and luxury space, or if you're more in that sort of like middle range, not really discount range, but more in that middle range, and you aspire to be in more of a premium space so that you can bolster your brand, which I assure you is necessary for the Japanese market, you would be a good fit for us. Now, we pay attention to your brand voice and your brand presence and the visual aesthetic of your brand so that you may better achieve performance. So that's what I mean by brand-focused performance agency. Let me tell you a little bit about the statistics. So as far as being a great partner for brands and being successful, we've been tracking a few things related to this to validate our strength. And let me give you a few of those. So contracts, over 95% of our contracts get extended. That's a huge nod towards our ability to exact performance and to be a great partner to companies. So thank you to all of our clients for your faith. We are humbly grateful to you. So that's one of them, 95% contract extension rate. On average, our clients are commissioning us for about 3 contracts. This is another metric we've been tracking since the start. So we believe both of these things are really solid social proof that we're doing a good job on our clients. Let me talk a little bit about where we specialize and also what might be a good fit or not a good fit. So again, performance. We do a lot on performance, primarily in the e-commerce, SEO, and advertising space. This is really our strong area. And again, we work with primarily premium aspired, or luxury brands. Things that we don't do in-house are things like influencer marketing, broader PR. We do a little bit of digital PR, but broader PR. Distributor, if you're looking for wholesale partners or distributor partners, that's something we wouldn't do. And also some of the bigger scale media. So like if you want to do TV commercials or something. We don't have these functionalities in-house. So if you are looking for that sort of service, what we would do is we would look at some of the partners that we'd successfully worked with in the past, bring them in and help you collaborate. In our service area, a lot of this collaboration can be very valuable if we kind of cross share the work that we're doing. So that's something that we could do, but those are not our kind of core in-house areas. So determining what's a good fit or not. We obviously work in the Japanese market. If you're familiar with the Japanese market, you know a couple things. One, you know that brand loyalty is a very big thing here. And you also know that the Made in Japan brand is a bigger thing in Japan than it even is overseas. It's a very delicate economic state, and because of that, there are a lot of things in place in this country that try to keep the cash flow coming back. A really obvious one, just a quick anecdote, is when you go to the electronics store, most of the stuff you're going to find are Japanese brands. Not all of it, but it's very heavily weighted that way. So your purchasing choices are limited to Japanese things. So this is what we're up against in the Japanese market, us and you. And so short-term mindsets don't tend to work in this market. And it's for that reason that we're looking for partners who are a little bit more midterm and long-term. To be fair, we can get midterm results based on very specific and granular strategies. Example, if we're doing advertising and we want to get a really high ROAS on a campaign, we know how to build that campaign, but that's a little bit more of a vanity metric. If we're looking at the whole brand and the entire brand's needs, we're not going to be able to maybe get really huge ROAS, like if you're looking for like a 10 or a 15 or something like that. It's not really realistic. So if your team and your HQ are really short-term focused, we might not be the best partner for that. And again, you might be in the wrong market for that. We speculate you might try that with another partner and maybe find it a little bit difficult to do. So we just try to get one step in front of that and say that's not really the best fit. Though we will try to find low-hanging fruit for you. That is our responsibility and our pledge to performance for you, our client. So we will try, but that's not the right mindset for the relationship. We're also not the kind of company that does best with sort of top-down, you manage the strategy and the ideas and we just kind of like stone cold execute. That's not really the type of people that we hire or bring into our company. And it's not really the main motivational driver for us as a business. So if you're looking for a partner that can take command of creative direction, come up with proactive ideas, that's a much better fit for us and our team than top down. So that's another important point. The final point in terms of fit or not is really budget. We're probably not going to be your cheapest option, but we also believe that the value of our people and the value of our performance and the value of our customer service will all contribute to say we're probably worth the investment anyway. So fingers crossed. Let me talk a little bit about people and process. So it's kind of like recruiting in the sense that if you're working with recruiters, I use this analogy because a lot of people can relate to it. You're only really as good as the individual. It doesn't really, the company matters. And certain companies have really good process and framework to make sure that their staff are more successful. So there's, of course, a company component, but also the people is a really important driver. So for us, we're very particular about past experience and conscientiousness when we're in the hiring process. So our hiring process tends to be a little bit longer. The result is the people that we do hire in tend to be pretty cream of the crop. So in order to motivate those people, we also have to have, really good clients like yourself. So that's a really important starting point. So in terms of like getting the results that you deserve, the first step is the people. The second step is having the process in place to make them successful. And also, even if that process is not being successful, we have more of another collaborative, creative ideation, strategic ideation process in place to make them more successful as a result of the team and collaboration. So having that process with the two pieces inside of it is also critical to the success of your client, your project. The final piece is KPIs. Are we tracking, are we monitoring, and are we actively discussing and bringing up the KPIs? And when we say KPIs, we break it into pieces. We have core KPIs, but above that, we have a success metric, which is the primary determiner of success of the client. In the middle is the core KPIs, for example, traffic or whatever it is. And then we also have signals. So we're monitoring a very broad range of KPIs. With these three things, great people, great processes of collaboration and so forth, and really great KPIs and conscious tracking, we're able to yield results for you. This is part of the reason why, if you've seen some of our case studies, you might have been pretty surprised and impressed at the results of those. One of our biggest internal process pieces that clients are often commending us on is our 3-2-1 analysis framework, where we don't just create the data report, but we have very specific questions that need to be answered and checklisted off every month for deeper analysis, learnings, discoveries, anomalies, etc. You may have also seen our discoveries on our website. That's a byproduct of the process. And we don't know many other companies that are really doing that level of depth or sharing in the market. So I hope you can find confidence in our people and process space. Finally, customer service. We're a very autonomous company. We are definitely able to, take over, provide the proactive thought, the ambition, the ownership, and the push that your project needs. That's always going to be there as a byproduct of our team. So you're not going to have to worry about like non-communication or under-communication, in the sense that, hey, what's going on with this? Hey, what's going on with this? We do have processes for all of that, weekly updates, a mandatory performance meeting once a month, which we request all of our clients to attend with us. And also other things in our 5-point service standard, which I won't go too much into, but they involve transparent pricing, 120% delivery promise, no fuss kind of scoping, really clear scoping and that sort of thing. So that's kind of the summary of who we are. Just to give you a little bit more information about us, we would be honored to continue forward and help you build your brand in the Japanese market. We also have the experience and the ability to sort of unwrap that black box of culture and motivation and emotional response that we know a lot of brands like you are having trouble with. So get a hold of us on the website. We do have a contact form there. There's a bunch of information for you and your marketing team to dig into and learn from. But you can also email us at inquisitive@humblebunny.com, and we look forward to making you a much more massive success in the Japanese market. Thank you.